घर पे एग हो ना तो 2 बचा के रखो, ताकि ये वाली जो स्ट्रीट फूड वाली रेसिपी दिख रही है ना, वो आप एक बार ट्राई कर सको। तो यहाँ पे क्या करना है, एग लेना है, उसके अंदर आपके पसंद के स्पाइसेस डालने हैं। मैंने हल्दी, रेड चिली पाउडर, कोरिएंडर, सॉल्ट, गरम मसाला और ये सब डाल के उसको अच्छी तरह से मिक्स कर लेना है। थोड़ी सी ग्रीन चिली भी मैंने डाली है। फिर यहाँ पे बटर डालना है, वो जो एग का मिक्सचर था वो डाल देंगे पैन पे अच्छी तरह से राउंड से। फिर यहाँ पे ब्रेड लिए, उसको कुछ इस तरीके से मैंने कर लिए, थोड़ा सा कोरिएंडर डाल के। ट्राई करना पैन आप नॉन स्टिक यूज़ कर सको। और उसके बाद उसको टर्न कर लेना है और उसके ऊपर हमें लगाना है अपने पसंद के सॉसेस। मैंने यहाँ पर शेजवान, मायो और टमाटो केचप यूज़ करे और उसके बाद चीज़ रखे। मैंने 2 स्लाइसिस रखे, आप एक भी रख सकते हो, मुझे चीज़ पसंद है इसीलिए। फिर यहाँ पे वेजिस अपने पसंद की डालना। मैंने ऑनियन और टमाटर रखे और जो बाकी के एजेस थे उसको अंदर की तरफ फोल्ड कर दिया और उसको कुछ इस तरीके से वापस फोल्ड कर देना है। अगर आपको ऊपर बटर चाहिए तो आप बटर लगा सकते हो, अदरवाइज उसको ऐसे ही आप खा सकते हो। सो सिंपल, नाइस, रेडी। बनाओ, खाओ और सबको खिलाओ और मुझे फॉलो करके जाना। थैंक यू।
Pringles chicken. Day 3 of air fryer recipes, and we have made the crispiest chicken. Begin by smashing your Pringles. We use the sour cream and onion flavour first. Chop your chicken breast into strips and then dip into flour, beat an egg, your crushed Pringles, then egg and Pringles again. Pop in the air fryer with some oil and cook for 10 minutes at 180 degrees. We also tried some other flavours of Pringles for the coating. Smoky bacon was definitely our fave. Which would you try?
Here's how you get the hard top on a creme brulee without a torch. To a pan, add sugar, water, a squeeze of honey and mix everything together before you cook it over a medium heat. If your sugar starts to crystallize and the colour is brown or amber like mine, it's cool, don't panic, just grab your spatula and stir everything together until the sugar starts to melt. I put the heat up a bit until the colour changed to a deep amber. Only grab your spatula if the sugar crystallizes, otherwise leave it alone, don't stir, don't do anything. It should take roughly 10 minutes for the mixture to turn amber on its own, and once it does, pour it onto chilled custards and let the sugar harden before you crack into it.
Here's how you make the perfect s'more all year round. It is really easy and it takes 2 minutes. So if you're having people over, you should make them this and they'll be like so happy and nostalgic and it's great. Anyway, I always use Nabisco graham crackers, Hue Kitchen dark chocolate, and then the big marshmallows, of course. So get your crackers ready, then 2 squares of the Hue chocolate on each gram, and then the big marshmallows, you do 3 halves on top of the chocolate. That's a secret, 3 halves. Okay, there's one more secret. Here it is. You're going to put them in the oven on broil, and you're going to watch them like a hawk because they're going to be done so quickly. Take them out, put the top on, and that's the perfect s'mores.
It's time for another mac and cheese hack. And this time, we're doing it tuna melt style. Add a 6-ounce block each of extra sharp cheddar and American cheese to the center of a casserole dish. Then add 1 pound of dry shell pasta, 2 3/4 cups each of bone broth and whole milk, 12 ounces of canned tuna, 10 ounces of cottage cheese blended up, and of course you're going to want to season the whole thing with some kosher salt and fresh cracked black pepper. Move the noodles around just a little bit to loosen them up. Then stick in a 350-degree oven for 55 minutes, taking it out halfway to stir the outside edges. Once it's out, you know the drill. Mix everything up until it's fully combined. At this point, I decided I wanted to add some celery seed and some paprika, you know, for you guys. And for color, I think it looks nice. Check for seasoning, then top the whole thing with thinly sliced fresh tomatoes and crushed Ritz crackers. No joke, this is one of my favorite things I've ever made. I loved it. Where else am I going with this?
Bored in a motherfucker in the house, bored in a bored in a bored in a bored in a bored in a
Ladies, I want to see you.
Bored in a house, 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 bored in a house.
I saw this leftover pie trick on TikTok and I had to try it. Literally all you do is put the pie in the bowl and smash it up, kind of like cake pops. At this point, you add it to the freezer so they harden. After about 30 to 45 minutes, they were perfect. Now, time to dip them in chocolate. If you guys do this, I would add some candied pecans in there as well because I think it needs a crunch. Oh my god, I wish I would have thought of this earlier, but you guys, if you have an extra pumpkin pie, mix Oreos in there and do this.
Grab a bowl, pour in a big bag of M&Ms, add in 2 eggs, I'm just trusting the process, and 1 bag of vanilla cake mix. I broke my whisk, so I'm just using this giant fork. I found this recipe on Pinterest, and it was just a video, so instructions were not included, so I'm on my own from here, I guess. I just don't see this going well for me, so let's preheat to about 350. That sounds about right. I'm just gonna leave it in here for like 10 to 15 minutes. That was 15 minutes, and I'm hoping the bottom didn't burn. Wow! Now just cut it in a circle, and now you know how to make a cookie cake. Let's try it. Looks good. Look at that. Okay, here we go. Wow. Wow. That's so good. Cup of flour. This is from a while ago, but I'm still laughing at the fact you guys think my mom looks like Cardi B. 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, add in 1 stick and a half of butter. Break it up into pieces before you add it in. Mix it all together, it's easier to use your hands. Halfway through mixing, add in 4 crushed graham crackers. Set that aside, grab a baking dish and spray it with palm. I don't know what to say. Place your dough in and pack it down. Preheat your oven to 350 and leave it in there for about 20 minutes. Grab a cup, fill it with caramel, that's about 45 pieces or 1 bag. Put it in your microwave for 30 seconds. Then add in 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. Back in the microwave, mix every 15 seconds. It helps if you stir kind of fast, but trust the process. Eventually you'll get something that looks like this. Now spread the caramel all over the first layer. Try to spread it out evenly. Leave it in your freezer for about 2 hours to set. I'm gonna let that sit. I gotta run some errands anyway, so I'll see you in part 2, which will be uploaded tonight. I just need a little bit of time to film it. Look at all this mess.
I love hell of good dip, but let me show you how to make it my way. You're gonna start with those onions, sauteing them with olive oil, salt, and pepper. Do it on low and slow so that way they get nice and caramelized and sweet. Greek yogurt, dill, salt and pepper, a little extra. And then you're just gonna add your onions. Make sure to get all those little caramelized pieces. It's gonna make it so tasty. Secret ingredient, white vinegar. It's gonna bind it and make it so good. And not only is this protein packed, it's so delicious. Okay.
I tried the tacky mozzarella stick hack everybody's been doing. Air fry for 390 for 4 minutes. That cheese pull is certified plus.
When I tell you I had my spoon directly digging in this pan, I am not exaggerating. Even my boyfriend, who's not the biggest fan of broccoli, took 1 bite and said it was one of the craziest things he's ever eaten. And check out how simple it is to make. It is just 1 block of Burson cheese, some broccoli, a little bit of olive oil, and whatever seasoning you like. Once that bakes at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes, you add in some already cooked quinoa and give it a good mix so it gets all cheesy and melty and so good.
I don't like pasta and I don't like chips, but we're gonna do it anyway. I burnt them. All right.
For those craving for yumcha during lockdown, I got you. This is far from the traditional chongfan, but it's a hack that closely replicates the dish with minimal ingredients. Once the sheets have fully absorbed, gently lift out the paper sheet and fold it 3 times. Because we've added oil earlier, it shouldn't be sticking to the plate. Repeat this process as many times as you want, and let's get started on the sauce. All you need is a tablespoon each of sugar, soy sauce, and warm water. Mix it well until all the sugar granules dissolve, and pour it all over your rolled up rice paper. Here I'm just making sure that the sauce gets in between all the rolls, and that's it. I hope you guys will enjoy this as much as I do.
Let's make breakfast for the kids. This morning I am making sheet pan pancakes. I love doing pancakes this way without the stress of flipping them over the griddle or just doing a couple at a time. You can get the whole thing done at once right in the oven. To top our pancakes, I'm adding some frozen blueberries, frozen raspberries, and some mini chocolate chips. And then my oven is set at 425. I'm going to bake that in the oven for 13 minutes, and this comes out perfect every single time. I just cut it up like you would a regular cake, and then I'm serving them to each of the kids. Of course, my picky eater is just going to get the chocolate chip, but the boys have a little bit of both. And then I'm giving them some scrambled eggs. I'm splitting a banana between 2 of them, and then some grapes for the other ones. And that was all for their breakfast this morning. Yum!